Imagine a product that, with only 5 minutes per day with it, would completely change your life. How so? Are you wondering? Well, you can finally say goodbye to stress, the lack of focus that you have. Finally, you can elevate your relationships, your friends, family, girlfriend, future girlfriend. You can be more mentally resilient like you've always wished for. No more waking up in the middle of the night from anxious, stressful thoughts. And you can also manage addictions better, like weed, like porn, and even more and more. I could keep on reading the benefits of this product, and there's a bold claim at the end that it can even make you more money in return. I know it's a bold claim. This product is actually relatively and incredibly easy to use. It's made for everyone, so it doesn't matter if you're old, it doesn't matter if you're young, unless you're a baby, obviously. I don't advise you use this product, but it's made for everyone. It doesn't matter where you're from, what country, it doesn't matter what language you speak, it's made for you. Also doesn't matter if you have any disabilities. You don't need any equipment, you don't need any accessories. In fact, you can use it anywhere. You can use it on the plane, you can use it at work, you can use it when you're on the train. And this product has zero side effects. Unlike drugs, pharmaceutical drugs that have side effects, this one doesn't. And in fact, the more you use it, the more improved benefits there actually are, which is astonishing. There's zero technology in this product, so you don't need to worry about learning something new, like a new technology. No worrying about cables, no worrying about charging anything. Your grandma can use it, who doesn't know anything about technology. It's all good. This product is also science backed. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of studies, which we will talk about, that back this product up and say why all these benefits are actually true. It's not just a random claim I've made. Finally, this product easily fits in your routine, and it can complement any routine. It can improve your day. And I'll tell you exactly more about it soon. But before I tell you what this product is, how much would you pay for it? How much would you pay for such a life-changing product with all these benefits? Improved focus, improved clarity, no more stress or less stress. Maybe $100. Some would even say $10,000. I would even say this kind of product is priceless. You can't even put a number to it. And what if I told you that you can actually have this product for free, and it's within you already? It's within your own body. You don't need to get anything external. This is not like a pitch for a product that I'm selling or anything, although maybe it could have seen as one. Because what I am selling you for free is, for the final reveal, meditation. This is the solution. This is the product that I hyped up. Now, if you don't meditate regularly, I'm about to break down the main reasons why you shouldn't. And we're going to get into studies. We're going to break down things that other normal people or normal YouTubers don't do. Okay? I really did a lot of research for this one. You can finally say goodbye to stress, gentlemen. There's a meta-analysis that took 45 different studies together. And this was in the Journal of Psychiatric Research. It encompassed multiple populations, different countries, different ages, and it compared a meditation group to an active control group, which means people were active and doing other forms of active activities. And what it saw is that the meditation group saw the most reductions in stress markers out of any other group. And the study actually studied different forms of meditation, and it found that the effects were widespread. The reductions in stress markers were widespread. So it wasn't just about one form of meditation. It also, as you saw, analyzed different populations. So this means across the board, meditation is effective. It doesn't matter the form of meditation. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter your age. This was also a meta-analysis, as you see here. And meta-analysis is almost a gold standard in research. This is very reputable and something you can look out for that is very trustworthy. So again, Journal of Psychiatric Research talks about stress and reduction in stress markers. They saw and controlled 3 different physiological markers of stress that they tracked. Number 1 was cortisol, 2 was heart rate, and 3 was blood pressure. All 3 were decreased. And there was also decreases in inflammatory markers. There's something called C-reactive protein, and that was decreased. Also known as CRP, this is tested in the blood to check for inflammation, and it's a sign of many chronic diseases. There's also tumor necrosis factor alpha, TNF alpha. This was also decreased, and high TNF alpha levels are associated with inflammatory diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis. So this was crazy, which means that meditation also has and can have a positive effect in your health. So what could this mean for you in your life, right? I'm talking a lot about science stuff. Maybe you don't really care, but we all like to think about the no BS reasons that this can help us. First of all, having less stressful thoughts means you can actually have a more productive day. You can say goodbye to those thoughts and focus on the needle movers. As we said, less chances of inflammatory diseases. Health is wealth. So having less chances of that for anyone is an amazing thing. Being less stressed yourself and having a better day will not only improve you, it will also improve and influence others around you. Others will notice that you're less stressed, and especially if you're working a job or you have people that you're trying to lead, or even you're a brother, you're an older brother, you can influence others. You can even influence your friends. You can be a leader. And your friends seeing you or your family members seeing you less stress, they might start to question, what are you doing? And you might be able to lead them in the right direction and get them to even meditate. And that's an amazing thing. So less stress is not just about being more productive. It's also about having more room for positive thoughts. And what that leads to is more room for creativity, more room for innovation, right? If we're always in our head, if we're always having these negative thoughts, we can't really be innovative. We're probably like following the sheep, if you will. We're doing what everyone tells us to do. But if we're like really present and less stressful and less stressed, then you can finally have more room for these thoughts that will actually put you above the rest, put you and differentiate you from competition. There was another study. This was called On Mind Wandering, Attention, Brain Networks, and Meditation. We can finally say goodbye to mind wandering. You have to understand that the mind loves to resort to the past and the future. We all know this, right? When we're bored, our mind constantly likes to go back and forth and think about the past and think about everything that's coming in the future. This is when our mind is in the default mode network. It's a scientific term, but when the mind is mindless and starts wandering, it's in this kind of state, default mode network. And what they found in this research is that meditation was known to decrease the DMN activity, the default mode network activity, and therefore improve focus and reduce emotional reactivity. You also have to understand, many people don't get this, but meditation isn't just like going and getting a massage. What happens when you get a massage? You feel better after, right? You feel less stressed. You feel more focused maybe. You feel alive. You feel great. But meditation is not temporary. Meditation will literally rewire your brain. There's something called neuroplasticity. You might have heard about this. Neuroplasticity is the term for the brain, and the brain is malleable. The brain loves to change, and that is what neuroplasticity is all about. The brain constantly changes for the better and for the worst. Now, for the worst could be if you start getting addicted, if you're addicted to a drug. your brain, even porn addiction, your brain will start to mold itself against you. But the brain can also change for you for the positive. The brain can change if you start meditating for the better. So actually, this study showed just that. fMRI scans in this study, they shown that meditation increased gray matter volume. Now, what is gray matter volume? Maybe doesn't mean anything to you. Increased gray matter volume means improved cognitive abilities. And they also talked about the prefrontal cortex and its role. Now, the prefrontal cortex is almost like the steering wheel of the ship being you and your brain. It's in charge of decision-making, emotional control, and conscious thought. So how did meditation influence the PFC? Well, it activated it more. The study showed that PFC function was more activated after patients meditated. So this is crazy. It means that you can have better decision making. You could be more emotionally in control. You can have better conscious thoughts. So this was a book that I read. It's very interesting. It says The Brain That Changes Itself by Dr. Deutsch. And it talks about the concept of neuroplasticity. So what does this study mean to you? Again, let's break it up. No BS. Improved decision making. I told you about the prefrontal cortex and its role and how it's more activated. So you can make better decisions. Not only, if you go to school, if you go to work, but also I saw another study that talked about decision making and decision fatigue, and also noted that meditation decreases decision fatigue. So we all make decisions across the day, hundreds if not thousands of decisions. Imagine you can make more of those decisions without being fatigued. At the end of the day, the reason why you're so tired sometimes mentally is because you had such a day full of making decisions. Imagine being less fatigued by all these decisions. Also, this study can mean less mind wandering. We talked about the default mode network, the DMN, and how that's less activated. So what that means for you is you can finally focus on school. You can finally focus on tasks. You can be present with what you're doing. When you're doing something, you're 100% there. You're not half-assing it. You can be better at handling emotional issues. We all deal with emotional stuff. Life throws shit at us, and we have to deal with it. So just like I told you with the prefrontal cortex and its role, you can finally be better at handling emotional issues. This is an important one. More presence with the people around you. This is what improves relationships. If you're more present with everyone, people will notice, and you're not like the average person who's half there at all times. You're 100% with family. You're 100% with friends. You're 100% with your girlfriend. You're there. You're not half there. And that means that your relationships will improve. And even at work, even at school, you can be a better student if you're 100% present, and a better coworker. We talked about the gray matter and how it's increased in your brain. Improved cognitive function, as we said, you'll be sharper. You're going to be thinking faster. Your mind is not going to be like fogged up all the time. I want to talk a little bit about my personal experience with meditation. I would say that in high school and when I was younger, I wasn't in charge of my own mind. I wasn't in charge of my thoughts. I was almost a slave to my mind. My mind was never really calm. I wasn't fully present at school. I remember the teacher teaching a concept, and I was thinking about everything else I need to do. I was thinking about after school. I wasn't there, right? Even people with students trying to speak to me, friends, I was 50 there, 50% not there. Work took longer than it should. I remember working after school and studying much longer than my classmates. Why? Because I was constantly distracted. My mind was always wondering, overthinking and such. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, stressing about random thoughts usually it was school related. I'd be stressed, I'd be worrying, as I said, constantly distracted. Then gentlemen, I discovered meditation, and I would never turn back from discovering. I remember just seeing it on a YouTube video and trying it out, not judging it at first, seeing someone talking about it. This was, I would say, back in 2019. Ever since, I've almost and even more than 10,000 minutes. This is one of my apps. So I have much more than this already, but this was one of my apps that I stopped using called Headspace. 10,000 minutes. And all I needed is 5 to 10 minutes, and that's all you really need, right? We can do 20 minutes, and that's great. But we have to start somewhere, and that's usually what I used to do. 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes made me a master of my mind and made me a master of my thoughts. I am laser focused, and having a more calm mind means I'm a calmer person by nature. I'm not constantly worried, constantly stressed. This is big. I'm fully present in whatever I do. When I do something, I do it 100% to the best of my abilities. If I'm talking to you, I'm with you. I'm not 100% or 90% there, 70% there. I'm with you. Same thing with a task. If I'm working on a task, I'm 100% there. And most importantly, no more waking up at night from these stressful thoughts, anxious thoughts that I once had. I no longer feel a slave to my mind. I am the master of my mind and my thoughts, and I wish that for each and every one of you listening to this video. Let's break some common limiting beliefs that you might have at this point. Number one and most common one is that it won't work for me. To that, I would say, what do you say about the hundreds, if not thousands, of studies talking about meditation and how it will positively influence your life? And not only the studies, but also personal experiences of people like me, hundreds, if not thousands, of personal experiences of it changing people's lives. I've tried it and it doesn't work. This is another common one. When you go to the gym, do you go for one day and you expect results? No, obviously not. Obviously not. If you go to the gym, you know that it will take you a month, if not 2 months, if not even 3 months, to start seeing results, right? And that means you have to be consistent. It's not 3 months and you go one time. You have to be consistent with the gym. You have to keep showing up even though you don't feel like it. The same thing is with the mind. The mind is also almost like the gym, right? You go to the gym for physical gains, but you meditate for mind gains. So to this and the people who said they've tried meditation and it didn't work, I would say to that, you've probably not been consistent with it. And that just means that you have to be patient, right? Good things don't come fast. And if they did, everyone would be doing this and they would feel their best. Good things do not come fast. And it takes time. Instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Here we're delaying it. So to that, I would say be patient and keep on showing up. I don't have time. It's bullshit because I've started with 5 minutes of meditating, and that's really all you need. Obviously, the more, the better. At this point, I do 15 minutes to 20 minutes, but all you need is 5 minutes. And don't you have 5 minutes in a day? Just stop scrolling on Instagram. Maybe wake up 5 minutes earlier, or just do it in between lunch. Do it. Come on, you have 5 minutes. Each and every one of us has 5 minutes. It's not like telling you to go work out for 60 minutes. Okay, maybe you don't have 60 minutes in a day, but you have 5 minutes, right? There's no harm in doing it. Then people say, okay, I've tried it, but I can't clear my mind. This sucks. The point of meditation is not to not have thoughts. And that's a common misbelief that people think if they start meditating, and when they meditate, they'll have no thoughts, empty mind. And that's amazing. But me doing this for a while now, years, almost like 5 years already, that's not the point. And I still experience thoughts, negative thoughts, they come and go. But the difference is that you see them and you're a master of them, and you start to notice these thought patterns and you let go of them quicker. So they'll still come and go. And that's actually the point, that you see a thought and you note it, and then you come back to the breath. And that cycle is what gets 1 rep at the mind gym. Meditation is too difficult. Like anything new, right? I could say riding a bike is too difficult. I could say going to the gym is difficult because maybe you haven't tried it enough, or maybe it's overwhelming because you've never tried it. But anything new is difficult. It's just a mindset thing. Like, switch your mind and tell yourself, yeah, I'm a learner. Like, I'm gonna learn. I have a growth mindset, and meditation, maybe it'll be difficult at first, but when I learn, and you only need like 10 minutes to learn meditation. When I do learn it, it'll be easy and everything will make sense. So just change your mindset. This is not a mindset that will serve you in life. If I say everything is difficult and I haven't even tried it, that's not going to serve you. You have to be a Buddhist monk to do it. This is a common limiting belief. To that point, there is a book called Tribe of Mentors by Timothy Ferriss, short life advice from the best in the world. Timothy Ferriss interviewed 130 world-class performers, people like Gary Vaynerchuk, people like Ariane Huffington, entrepreneurs. There was that army guy, I remember, just a lot of people, top performers. And he noted that there was something in common between most of these people, a majority of these people. It's that they meditated. And he didn't directly ask them, do you meditate? But in some form, shape or form, they somehow mentioned, yeah, like I meditate. One of the habits I do is meditation. A high majority of these people meditate. So yes, it's not just the Buddhist monks. You and I can incorporate this practice. And if 130 of the world top performers do this, maybe there's something that we can learn from them. Maybe meditation is not so bad after all. Maybe we can actually pick up this habit and be a top performer ourselves. I want to leave you with 2 quotes if I haven't changed your mind about meditation yet. It's from my favorite author, one of my favorite authors, Eckhart Tolle, from The Power of Now. He says, meditation can help us embrace our worries, our fear, our anger, and that is very healing. We let our own natural capacity of healing do the work. And then he says, unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. And I would argue that to mitigate all these, you need more presence, like Eckhart Tolle says, and that comes through meditating. So meditate more, brothers. And really what I want to leave you here, you have nothing to lose, right? You literally have 5 minutes in a day to do this. Just go on Google and search up how to meditate if you've never learned or if you don't know how to meditate. You can get an app like Headspace to get you to start learning about meditation. But this is super easy, not something to procrastinate. You literally have no reason to not meditate. I broke down every single limiting belief that you might have. And there aren't a lot of videos I saw that break down the science. So I'm very happy that I did a lot of research, and I hope it kind of helped you to change your mind and maybe even get you to be consistent if you've slacked off recently. So I hope this video helped you. I'll see you next time. Peace.